Ayun, magandang hapon po sa ating lahat and welcome sa second part ng ating first day ng webinars sa technology and distance learning. So, ako po ang inyong host, si Coach Jet Ramos. Kumusta na kayo? Sana okay kayo at sana'y lagi kayong masaya. At kahit nakaantok, kailangan nakatuto. Diba? So ngayon ay pag-uusapan natin ay dalawang topics. The first topic being about creating PowerPoint using Visual Basic para mas interactive ang presentation. Our guest, our guest for this afternoon is a graduate of the Bachelor of Secondary Education, major in Biological Science sa pamantasan ng lungsod ng Valenzuela. At meron siyang 33 credits sa Master of Arts in Secondary Education, major in Science. He's also a division illustrator, division ng Valenzuela, lesson exemplar writer para sa national level from 2017 to 2019, and sa senior high school level naman for 2020. He's also trainer and coach for the Science Quiz Bee and Student Investigatory Project, Division Science Quest 2019 eSIM Champion, and isa siyang author dahil isa siya sa mga nagsulat ng Biyahe ni Val, which is a book about Valenzuela. So, ladies and gentlemen, narito po in the house ang ating guest ngayon na si Mr. Arvin Austria. Magandang hapon, Mr. Austria.
Good afternoon po sa lahat. Good afternoon po, Sir Jet. Thank you
Yes,
po for
kumusta ka na?
the one. Okay naman po.
That's great.
Getting warmed up.
So, are you ready right now?
Ready, sir. Ready, Freddy.
Very good. So, tara na at makinig and the floor is yours.
Thank you, sir. I'll do my best. Okay. Good afternoon, participants. So, welcome to our topic about interactive presentations through Visual Basic application. So, the term Visual Basic might sound new, but actually this is already existing in our laptop. So, we are going to maximize it. Right? So, first thing first is we have to answer some questions here. Okay. That's it. Yeah. So, as we enter this talk, there are questions. The first question is, what is Visual Basic application? So, allow me to answer that. Okay. So, Visual Basic application is a part of Microsoft Corporation's legacy software, Visual Basic, which Microsoft built to help write programs for Windows operating system. Visual Basic for applications runs as an internal programming language in Microsoft Office, MS Office, and such. Applications such as Access, Excel, PowerPoint, Publisher, and InVision. So later we are going to maximize this feature of Microsoft. So we're going to maximize it. Then as we maximize it, hopefully we can use it in our everyday lessons. So even in our demonstrations as for part of our COT in our IPCRF, probably. Okay, next. So why make interactive presentations? So in reality, we are using PowerPoint from day to day or on a daily basis because it's our handy tool. Instead of preparing Manila papers, others, we are preparing it. Now, what makes our presentations different from this one? Yung ginagawa natin madalas, it's linear. Okay? It lacks interaction with the students. But this time, we are going to change the game. Baguhin po natin yung game natin. So interactive presentations can get and sustain the interest of our learners. This type of presentation can be used in making eSIM or electronic strategic intervention materials like the one that I made. With the use of programming, less supervision of the teacher will be possible, especially during remediation. Once we make a semi-automated presentation that can get responses and that can even um, answer or reply to the student's response, that will be good. Kahit wala tayo, pwede siya. Aandar siya mag-isa. Kasi in reality, when we mix him, we still supervise the learners what to do next, where to go. That's a reality. So, ma-maximize natin itong feature na to. Now, to boost the interest of everyone, so allow me to play a sample eSIM video. Okay, so sample eSIM. Sir JC, you may now play our video. That's actually a short tour about eSIM. Okay, Sir JC, pa-play po. Okay. Kung mahina po yung audio natin, pwede po nakasan ng konti. Okay, we're waiting for the video. Yan, that's it.
Welcome, our dear participants. In this short clip, we are about to see what the students can do in our PowerPoint presentations to make it an interactive one. This sample is an electronic strategic intervention material made by yours truly. So we are going to switch to full screen mode so that we can see the whole feature of the said presentation. In this part, we are about to hear background music, but there's no background music because this is screen recorded. At the beginning, you will see an arrow guiding what to click first, second, third, and so on and so forth. In this screen, you will see a GIF image. This one shows the reminders on what to do, what to avoid, so that we can fully maximize the program. This is intended for the students. Before they click on anything here on the screen, be sure that you're going to give them the time to read it first. Okay, now let's move on. So, for familiarity purposes, here, take a look. You have here how to use the Visual Basic program. Okay, here are some important notes. Yan. Okay, then we can close it. Okay, when you open a window or when you click on something here, the background music stops so that the student can concentrate on what they're doing. So we can close it out. We can now close it, and then the background music continues. Then the very important thing here is to log in. Okay, the students can log in here using their complete name so that later we can identify who used the program and the screenshot will be sent to us, especially the scores. Okay, they just fill it up here. A last name, first name, middle initial, grade, section, teacher, then click done. So in this case, I'm going to give a sample. Okay. Okay. Uh-huh. Austria Alphonse Joseph D. And he is actually, let's say, grade 8. And then section is, let's say, Amber. And then teacher is, let's say, Mr. Gilar. Okay. And then click done. So the profile is now saved. And then, since this is a strategic intervention material, it requires a pretest. Okay, then they just click enter pretest. Then there are 10 questions to be answered here. By clicking the tabs, they can switch to one question to another, then they can answer it. These are all multiple type choices. So all they have to do is to click on the bullets. Okay, just click it anywhere here. Say for example, the student read the questions, and then they have to answer all 10. And then after completing the 10, do not close it yet because it will lose all the progress. So all you have to do is to click the red button here. Click here after answering all questions. This will save the responses. Now the student has entered the pretest. And then here we have a flow of programs here. Hey, this is basically starting with guide card 1, guide card 2, activities 1 to 4, activities assessment 1 to 4 and 5, post test, and then enrichment for games. So let's see what it can do. First, in guide card, okay, it will load a bit longer. Now it's open. Here in the guide card, this is the created comic strip by yours truly. So it gives us an idea what is this all about subatomic particles. And then the story begins. All the all the student need to do is to drag the vertical bar here, drag it here, then to move on. So as the learner moves on, okay, this is not just a reading comic strip, but there are some parts that needs responses so that we can still maintain the interest of the learners. They might find it worthy. Okay, so let's see here. Yeah, we also used familiar images. Okay, yeah. So you will see here that in this part of the story, there's a part here that it needs answers so that we will see if they are still reading the material. Okay, look at the picture here. Okay, yeah, look at that picture. So there's a question, what is this thing in the picture? Then there are options here. Choose one from the options below to respond by clicking the option button. Let's say, for example, it's an atom. And we got it right. Okay? There's a response here, and then close it. Once the learner found out that they are doing good, they will continue, probably. Then the story continues, and then until it ends. Once the learner has ended the the story, finished reading the story, he can close it and then proceed to the next. In guide card 2, this is optional. If the students seem to get the hang of it, no problem. He can go to guide card 2. In guide card 2, there's a QR code here, then show, then the learner will scan it and then
Dear participants, sorry for the inconvenience. The video was recorded through PowerPoint. That is why the audio seemed to be so not that clear and not that loud. So may I just request everybody to raise the volume of their phones or device so that they can totally hear the video. Okay, thank you.
he will be directed to YouTube, wherein the same topic will be discussed in a different delivery. Okay? If the student doesn't want it, he can close it. He or she can close it. And then proceed with activities to test his skill. So there were 4 activities designed here. And in the activity, it is actually responsive. When you say responsive, it reacts whether the learner got the correct answer or not. Let's say, for example, here, in the first activity, label me. Label the subatomic particles of an atom. Encode your answer in the box provided. So let's say, for example, here. Yeah. So here, it's pointing here. It's the plus sign. Let's say, for example, I'm going to give the wrong answer, atom. Okay? So atom. Say, for example, I'm going to give the wrong answer to, there should be a response. So if there's no response, it means that the learner gave the wrong answer. So I'm going to give the correct answer. Let's say proton. Ayan. You will see that our program responded. And then you can check on here. Here's our avatar. He is answering. And then let's say electron. And there's another response. Be sure to encode a different response so that the learner will not be confused. Okay, and this is neutron. Oh, sorry. Yes, so he got it right. And then once he completed everything, he can go to the next one, the other one, the other one. So there are various activities designed here. And there is a help area wherein once the cursor stays on a specific area, there will be a help comment. And let's say, for example, here in Proton for number 2, so arrange the discovery of the subatomic particles from oldest to latest. So according to the story, proton was discovered second. Yeah. According to the story, electron was the first subatomic particle discovered. Say, for example, I wrote 5. Okay, there's no response. Then, okay, so this is number 1, and this is, let's say, this is number 2. Okay, mali din, di ba? So this is number 3. Okay, so there are responses. So this is not just a linear PowerPoint presentation. And take note that we are on the same slide. Okay, we're not moving from one slide to another. So you will see here another set of activities and another one. So this is computation. Then let's see if, how it works. So let's say, for example, I put in atomic number 8. And let's see what will happen to the avatar. 8. Ayun. You will see that it reacted. Good. It's just the number on the lower left of the shorthand notation. Ayan. You will see that thing. Right. Then we have here 16. Then we have 8. We have 8. If you entered a number incorrectly, the reaction will be different. Let's say, for example, I wrote here 9. He says, no guessing, please. Hey, if your learner is still having a hard time, you can click on hints. These are formula, these are things that will help the learner answer the said activity. So, next. Let's say, for example, the learner is done. Okay. Then, I'm done with these activities. Click the red part, and all responses will be recorded. Okay. Next. Let's go to assessment. So, to check if he learned something or not, although this is not yet the rated one, okay, there are different assessments. Assessment 1, 2, 3, and 4. This is somehow similar to the first one, but this is designed differently. We can say it's parallel to they are parallel to each other. The one in the activities. And let's say, for example, encode here. Give the charge of the following subatomic particles. Proton. Let's say, for example, it's plus sign. It's plus sign. It's positive, correct? Or you can write positive. It depends on your programming. It depends on the accepted answers that you will program later. So when programming responses, be sure to have a wider perspective of the possible answers that the learners might give. Okay? Assessment 2, 3, and 4. For assessment and activities, the program responds because it will help the learner to be guided in grasping the lesson. Okay, we can close it here once we're done. And the most important part, I should say, the post-test. In the post-test, we will see if the learner really learned something from our designed electronic sim. Same thing with the post-test. It is consisted of 10 tests and they are parallel to each other. Okay? So, you see, let's say for example, I'll answer the first one. And you will see that there is no response. Okay, let's begin with which subatomic particle is the nuclear model? That one. Once I'm through, I'll go to number 2. So, planetary model. Okay. Ayan. So, that is the next one. And let's say, for example, that the learner is done answering all of these, all of these questions. He may now click close post test. It will save all the progress. Do not click X. It will lose all the progress. Now, the learner has already completed our remediation or strategic intervention material. And there's actually a time for fun and games. We have here bonus, games, enrichment. There are actually 4 mini games. Hopefully they will enjoy it. For example, drag and drop. I click me to show the options. And then all you have to do is to highlight and drag. Put it right here, nuclear model. If your answer is correct, the picture disappears. If your answer is incorrect, the picture stays. So we got the correct answer. For example, I'm going to put solid sphere here in the quantum model. So it's the wrong answer. I have to switch it. Highlight, drag, then put it right here. So you get the correct answer. Then if you're through, close it. It's just a game. No need for grades. Guess the pick. Okay. So all I have to do here is to click a question mark box and then answer the question. Once they got the questions correct, the question mark disappears and the background picture shows up. All they have to do is to find out what is that mystery picture. So what is the subatomic particle discovered by James Chadwick? It's neutron. Okay. They can answer in all caps or in small letters or mix. It depends on your programming. Check. Okay, so we got the answer correct. The picture disappeared. So we do it here with the rest of the question marks, and then we'll find out what is that mystery picture. Then close it, and then we have here unscramble the word. Every time you get the correct answer, new unscrambled letter or letters or scrambled letters will show up. For example, here it's neutron. It's obvious. Then check. Click check. When you click check, a new one appears. It means that you are ready to proceed. Proton. Then click check. Okay, then once you're through, ito natin. Close it. And we have another one. This is another short game. Okay, what is the missing here? Proton, 7. We have 7. No. That is 22. Another 22. Neutron, we have 44. Ayan, ano. Dapat lumabas siya. Lumabas ako na. Okay, so close window. Then the most important part is the second part of the sim, wherein we will see the progress or the scores of the learner. That will be found on the second slide. So I'll go to the next slide. Okay, now we are on the second slide. Okay, so let's click here the control buttons and you will see the student information. This is the one that we encoded earlier. Show pretest result. I answered two correct answers. And then the rest, they were not answered. That's why it's 0. Show post test. Okay. Then LSI. Yeah. And that's it. We have our summary of results here that can be used in our MOVs for our IPCRF once we use it for remediation. And that is the quick tour for the electronic strategic intervention material. And this is actually improved or made better through Visual Basic application. Once we are familiar with the Visual Basic application, we can make the same thing in our school and implement it to make our jobs easier. Okay, so that will be it for this quick tour clip. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Sir JC, for playing the video. So there were inconveniences of due to unclear audio, but the point there is that through Visual Basic, we can make an electronic sim like that. Right? We can use it in our classes. So I'm going to teach you 4 tricks for programming, 4 ways to program it, and then how to enable it in our computers. So what is amazing is that Visual Basic is already in our laptops, but we are not able to maximize it. So I think it's time to maximize it, especially if if the internet is not available. For example, you're complaining about a certain network and their internet connectivity is not that good. So I think we cannot settle with Canva. I think we cannot settle with other online applications. I guess it's time to use our offline software called PowerPoint. So today, that's what I'm going to teach you all about. So supposed to be, there's another video to be played, but since there's an audio problem with the recording, I'm going to do it live. Okay? So important notes for our participants today. It's better if you have beside you have notes and paper and pen there so that you can write the codes. You can screenshot them or possible, or It's better if you're going to use mobile phones for watching while using the laptop for the hands-on. Okay, that will be a good setup so that you can easily see what we are doing right here. Right? So how to enable the developer tool? The developer tool is the one that allows us to do programs like that. Okay, so how do we enable it? So I'm going to switch to my program here. Now, everybody look at the main tabs. Here, in the main tabs, okay, in our main tabs, we have File, Home, Insert, Design, Transitions, Animations, Slideshow, Review, and View. Okay, with this, we are, okay, thank you po. Okay na yung audio natin. Okay. So how are we going to enable the developer tab? So follow these steps. First step is to go to File. Okay. Once you are in File, you may now proceed to Options. Okay. I guess it's recorded naman po. You can go to Options. Pwede nyo pong ilista. Diba? Click. Tapos gawa kayo ng arrow. Sulat nyo Options. Next, sunod-sunod po yan. And then click Options. A new window pops out. And then, puntahan po natin yung isa. Customize ribbon. Okay? Write it down in your notes. Customize ribbon. Then, click it again. Another window appears. You will see here, okay, that in the main tabs, okay, the developer tool is not highlighted or checked. So, all I have to do is to click it, and then it will now be checked. Okay? And then, press OK. Now, you will see a difference in our PowerPoint presentation. It is now the developer tab. Okay, pwede na po tayong gumawa nung nakita natin kanina. Okay, isa-isayin po natin. Okay, so let's now be familiar with the developer tab. Paano po natin siya makikita? Inside the developer tab, there are ActiveX controls. When you click developer, dadali niya po kayo dito. Makikita niyo yung controls na yan. Those are the controls or the things that I use in order to come up with eSIM as such. Mamaya po tuturo ko kung paano siya gawin. Pinili ko po yung madadali para madali siyang apply. Now, so ano po itong letter A? Ito po yung ginagamit kong 6. I use these 6 icons. Ayan. Then, yung letter A, that means label. Yan po yung ginagamit ko for making instructions, questions, para hindi po siya na-edit. And then, we have here yung ABL na nakalagay sa box. That is what you call the text box. That is where we input the responses of the learner. Pwede rin po dyan lumabas yung sagot. And then another one, ito, we call it as the command button. So this tool is used to trigger some programs or actions. Yung pinrogram po natin, ito yung magiging activator. Mamaya malaman po natin kung paano siya gumagana. And then we have here, insert image. Okay, it's the same thing na insert image sa PowerPoint, kaso nga lang po ito, napaprogram. Nautusan mo siya, pwede siyang lumabas, pwede siyang umalis, pwedeng mawala, lumiit, lumaki. Unlike po doon sa ginagamit natin typical presentation. Okay, next po, it's the checkbox. Checkbox, ito po yung responses natin. Pag may tinanong po tayo, pwedeng checkan ang multiple checkbox sa isang question. Pwede po checkan yun lahat. Unlike the other one, the option button, isa lang po ang pwede. Kung gagawa po tayo ng 5, isa lang ang makiklik doon. Isa lang po yung ma-recognize. So, yun po yung ginagamit natin na 6. And gagamitin po natin sila lahat. Okay. Now, it's time for a bit of coding and actual examples. Now, let's go to responsive multiple choice. Wow. Kasi kapag po nag-multiple choice tayo, ang gagawin, susulat lang yung bata. Ipo-project natin yung tanong natin, tapos typically susulat sa papel. So, pwede na po dito, yan. For example, I have here 2 questions. Okay. So, meron po akong ditong question. Yung question na to, this is using checkbox. Ito naman po, gumagamit siya ng option button. Okay, unahin po natin dito. So, first question, which of the following sports require excellent footwork. So for example, sinabi po ng bata, hindi ko alam eh. Sige, hulaan ko na lang archery. Bigla po may sumagot. Okay, na kahit wala tayo, tapos may konting tip na lalabas doon, uy, there's a realization on the side of the student, this is not the correct answer. I guess I need to think better. Okay. Next. So, pwede po siyang checkan ulit. Ito naman. Mouse ko. Ito po yung mouse ko. Hello, mouse. Okay po. Ayan. Boxing. Yes, boxers need excellent footwork to evade attacks. Pwede yon. So, pwede po checkan lahat para dyan sa ating checkbox. Okay. Next, let's now move on to option buttons. Dito sa option button, isa lang po yung pwede. And then, what is known as the basic functional unit of life? Sabihin na po natin, let's say, cell. Ayan. Wonderful. They are the basic functional unit of life. Cells are the building blocks of life. Pagsagot ng bata, meron siyang counting tip. Para po, meron siyang talagang realization na kahit wala yung teacher, uy, tama yung sagot ko. Matatandaan niya. Okay? That is for our responsive multiple choice. Okay. Next po natin, magde-demonstration po tayo kung paano siya mismo ginagawa. Okay. First, let's go to my blank slide. So, ganyan po. Okay. Programming responsive options. Nag-ano pa yung mouse ko. Wait lang po Hello, mouse. Ayun. Okay po, let's try to make one. So first po, gagawa po tayo ng question using the caption box. Hindi ko na po gagandahan yung pagkakagawa ng text natin para ma-save po natin yung oras. Now, we can shape it again. Shape po natin ulit. Caption or label. Kahit gano'ng kalaki po gusto nyo, pwede. And then, ayan na po. Meron na po tayong label. So, right-click and then choose property sheet. Dito sa property sheet, ma-edit po natin yung laman niya. Click po natin siya. Now, we have the properties. This is the properties of the said box. So, paano po natin mapapalitan yung laman sa loob na label? So, gawin po natin siyang, ayan, see caption. Diyan niya po papalitan yung pangalan. Okay. So, lagay po natin, gawa po tayo ng question. Almost the same as the first one. Ay, lagay po natin, which of the following sports requires excellent footwork. Then question mark. Then pag kinlick out po natin, ayun, lumabas na po yung text natin. Sir, maliit. Hindi po siya readable. So, punta po tayo dito sa font. We go to font and then click po natin yung nasa dulo. Ayan. Para po maayos siya. Mamaya po paulit-ulit siyang gagawin kaya makikita natin na yun ang ginagawa. Okay. And then, this time we are going to choose the font and ayan. Magulo po sana siya magulo ko. Ayan, okay. Thank you. Buti naman po. Let's choose a readable font. Let's set it to a bigger size. Ayan. Okay. So, nakita na po, nababasa na po yung ating text. Okay. Next thing to do is maglalagay na po tayo ng options. Meron pong dalawang pwede tayong ilagay. It can be a checkbox or it can be an option button. So, nasa atin po kung pwede tayong tumanggap ng multiple answer or not. But for this question, nakalagay po sa ating structured question, pwedeng multiple. So, then, click po natin siya, left click, and then put it here. Ayan. Oh, wala. Okay, lagay po natin dyan. Okay, mahaba. Ayan. You will see that na meron siyang checkbox. So, paano po natin papalitan yung laman ng checkbox? Again, okay, left click po natin siya, and then right click, go to property sheet. Then, once you're in property sheet, palitan po natin yung caption. Ayan. Okay, lalagay po natin, let's say, archery. Archery. Yes, sir. Ano po, maliit po siya. Same thing. We go to font. Punta po tayo ulit ng font. And then, ayusin po natin siya. Narrow bold. Gusto ko po 24. Ayan. Ayan. So, archery. Sir, paano po yun? Meron pa pong ibang options. Paano po namin siya gagawin na mas mabilis? All you have to do, you can copy and paste. Control C, letter C or cat. Control C, Control V. Then align. Control C, Control V. Para po hindi na tayo magsaset pa ulit-ulit. Control C, Control V. Pwede yan. Okay? Tapos po, lalagyan natin yung desired option natin. Again, to change the caption, right-click, go to Properties, and then Caption. Palitan po natin. Since it's what is encoded here is archery, let's write boxing. Ayan. Click po natin tong kabila. Palitan natin doon sa kanyang caption. Ayan. Let's say chess. And then dito po sa kabila, let's say, palitan natin taekwondo. Ayan, taekwondo. Now we are done with our question. So, pakita ko po sa inyo yung full screen niya. Ayan. Okay, kita po yung, ayan. Okay, ayan po yung full screen natin. And then, okay. Tetesting ko po Let's see if there are responses. Check. Wala. Ay, wala. Wala. The next thing to do after physically arranging the questions and the options on the STEM, programming na po tayo. Escape po tayo dyan. So, how do we do the programming? Ito na. Hindi po siya madugo. Ito yung natatandaan kagad ng mga pag nag-talk kami. Okay, go to an option. And then double-click po natin siya. Double-click. And then you will be directed to a new window. Ang window po na to, dito tayo maglalagay ng mga programs. Yung programming language natin, this is where we write in. Okay. Again, close ko po Double-click po yung option na gusto natin. At ipoprogram natin siya. So what is the program para may lumabas na message or prompt? Ito po yung code. Kahit na all caps po niya siya i-type, maayos siya by itself. Okay? So, ito po yung code natin. MSG box. And then, quotation mark. Tapos, isa pa pong quotation mark. Between those quotation mark, doon po natin ilalagay yung gusto nating lumabas na salita. So, sabi ko, ang pinili ko is archery. Eh, ang archery, does it require footwork? No. So, pwede natin ilagay, sorry, not that one. Not that one. Okay, archers are just standing still. Then, yan. So, paano po natin makikita yan? So, we have our code here. Again, MSG, open and close quotation mark. Between the quotation marks, doon po natin lalagay yung gusto nating lumabas. Testing po natin. Okay. Open po natin. So, which of the following sports require excellent footwork? Ang pinrogram ko pa lang po, it's archery. Wala pa pong program si boxing, chess, and taekwondo. So, ganito. I'll click archery. Oh. And yung prompt na nilagay po natin, it now appeared on the same slide. Okay, hindi po siya triggered by animation. So, programming po siya. Sabi ko nga po, sulat po natin yung code natin. Or, pwede po ako mag-send ng summary ng codes ng lahat na ibibigay ko ngayon para po maka-follow through tayo. Okay. Next, let's go to the next one. Punta po tayo sa kabila. Okay, sir, we are done with the checkbox. Gawa po tayo ng iba naman. Eh, sir, we already have the format o copy, paste. Ayan, lagyan sa kabila. But this time, we have to use this one, yung option button. Dito kasi isa lang po ang pwede, unlike the checkbox. And then, sir, mag-format naman ako ulit. No problem. Same thing, right-click, property sheet, caption. Ano po gusto natin? Gusto natin, isa na lang ang sagot. Ilalagay ko dito, archery, ayun pa rin, archery, archery. And then yung font po natin, ayusin po natin yung font. I want it to be uniform. I always use narrow bold kasi nga po, nakakukuha siya ng attention tsaka merong emphasis. Ayan. Archery. Yes, sir. There are 3 more options. All you have to do is Control C, Control V. Control C, Control V. Tapos po, i-align natin. Control C, Control V, align. Control C, Control V, align. Malakas pong mambulaga itong prompt na yan. And then, papalitan na po natin. So, right-click, property sheet, caption. So, lagay po tayo ng chess naman. Hindi na po ako susunod sa alphabetical na kasi po ipapakita ko po ibang program para makita natin lahat. Okay, chess. Ayan. Dito naman po, right-click, property sheet, caption. Ano pa po yung mga sport na hindi kailangan ng footwork? Let's say, for example, ano ba? Pinakaupo lang. Games of the General. Game of the Generals. I hope I'm right. Games of the General. Tsaka dito naman, caption po ulit. May po natin. Ano ba to? Slingshot. Let's see. Slingshot o kung ano. Slingshot. Hindi naman po siya sport. Charot lang. Okay. At this time, po-program na po natin yung tamang sagot. Okay. Ay, parang lahat sila walang footwork. Palitan ko po ito, ha? Ayan, wala silang footwork. Palitan natin. Gawin ko po siyang basketball. Basketball. Ayan. Dahil po, meron tayong tamang sagot at yung tatlo, hindi naman tama yung sagot, ay iba po yung program nila. So, let's program, let's program basketball. Na same codes, MSG box. Then, quotation mark, between the quotation mark, yung gusto po nating lumabas. Okay? Yes. It needs a lot of footwork. Yeah. Close po natin to try the program. Then, maximize the screen. Which of the following sports require excellent footwork? So, pinili ko po si chess. Sabi natin pinrogram ko. Ito na lang po yan. Yan. Yes, it needs a lot of footwork. Okay. So, yan po yung ating una. Okay. Hopefully, nakuha po natin yung code. Kasi po yung code, mahirap po siyang mahanap. Pero yung pag-personalize or customization ng mga part natin doon sa ating slide, ay madali na po siya. It can be explored. Okay po. Yun po yung isa sa ginagamit ko. We shall now move on with responsive text boxes. Yan. Responsive text boxes A and B. So, who is our national hero? Ang sabi po ng bata, Jose Rizal. Ayan. Sir, ba't wala pong lumalabas? Ang ibig sabihin po niyan, hindi siya na-program. Dito sa Visual Basic, kailangan niyo po maging meticuloso pagdating sa programming ng possible answers. They might encode or dapat ahead of tayo. We should be steps ahead para sa pag-encode. Kunyari, Jose Rizal. Possible answers na ilalagay natin for programming, Dr. Jose Rizal, Dr. Jose P. Rizal, all caps na Dr. Jose Rizal, all na small case, na lowercase, lahat po ng pwede, lalagay natin. Okay, lalagay ko po yung tamang sagot. And let's see what will happen. Dr. Jose P. Rizal. Diba po? Lumabas yung sagot ng walang kaabog-abog. Pero ituturo ko po mamaya kahit na mali yung sagot, may sasabihin siya. Okay? So that is for our responsive text boxes. Ay, paano po siyang respond? Ay, ayaw man ang aking mouse. Ayun, nawawala yung mouse ko. Okay po. So, ayan. Medyo malawak po yan eh. Lagay po natin. Now, step by step. Ayan, pwede po nyo screenshot, picturean. Okay? Double-click. So, how to apply the response? First step, double-click on the text box that you want to program. Ay, po-program po natin text box mismo. Input the code below so that the target text box or label will react when conditions are met. Kasi po kayo maglalagay ng condition. So ano po yung condition na yon? Kita po natin dito. Ayan. If text box 1 dot text. Kung si text box 1 ay may sinabing ganito. Ayan, I don't know kung ano pa ilalagay niya dyan. Okay. Pag na-meet yung condition na yan, automatic, ito po yung lalabas sa text box 2. So it's better done by just saying here, papakita ko po sa inyo kung paano gawin. Tingnan lang po ako sa comments. Okay po. So check po natin ha. So let's go to another programming here. Responsive text boxes. Paano po tayo gagawa nun? So gagawin po natin, let's have another question. Lagyan po natin, who is our national. Pwede po tayong gumamit ng ordinary text box para sa mga tanong lang. Hero. Ayan. Then, we can use the two text boxes. Dito po, we should be mindful kung ano yung mga text box na nilalagay natin. Kasi po may pangalan ng bawat isa. They have their names. Pag maling name yung na-encode nyo, mali yung mga activate. Then, so ito po yung atin. Yan. So, edit ko po muna siya. Gusto ko maging ayos siya eh. Property sheet. Ayan. Gusto ko po, ang kulay niya ay dito muna ako sa font rather. So, for the font, I want it to be readable. 24. Narrow bold. Yun ang favorite ko. Ayan. We're here. We're done. And next, okay na po yan. Pwede na siya. Remember, siya po si text box 1 ha. Gusto ko rin siyang palitan ng kulay para alam nung bata na this is the part where you're going to answer. This is the part where the answers are going to come out. So, piliin po natin yung back color. You can select from colors here. If you want it to be like this, ayan, white, pink, ayan, ayan, iba-ibang kulay. Typically, I use the cream colored. Tapos gusto ko po yung text na kagitna. Go to text align. Check nyo po to. Text align. Naka-left po yan eh. Pag nag-type kayo, I want it to be centered. Align center. So, check ko po ah. Ayan. Ay, baka po masyado ako mabilis. Hopefully hindi. Type po ako ah. Hello. Hello. Ayan. Hi dear participants. Ayan. Ang spelling? Okay. This is amazing kasi nga po, on the slide itself, pwedeng mag-encode yung bata. For example, you are conducting a demonstration teaching, tapos gusto mo yung mga bata ma-involved sa ICT, call a volunteer, tapos siya yung mag-encode, magugulat siya, lalabas yung sagot. Okay? Ang dami niya pong sinasaklaw. Okay po. Next po natin, let's go to the actual encoding. So sir, this is teachers, ito po yung part na mag-encode ako. Then I want another text box kung saan ako maglalagay ng sagot. So Control C and Control V. Then, yan. I-ayos na lang po natin siya. Whatever the characteristics of this text box, yun din po yung characteristic niya. So it's a duplicate. So since dito lalabas yung sagot, gusto ko pong palitan. Right-click, property sheet, and then I want the back color to be pink. Pink yan. Sige po, pink tayo. Ayan. Dito po yung tataypan ng bata. Okay. Dito po yung tataypan ng bata. Dito po lalabas yung sagot. So, be mindful of their names ha. Isa po, right-click ulit tayo. Anong pangalan niya? Siya po, si text box. Take a look at this. Si Cream, siya po si text box 1. Si Pink, siya po si text box 2. So, yun po yung dapat ang tatandaan. Kasi pag pumaling text box number yung nalagay natin, programming will be a disaster. Okay, so, close na po natin. So, saan po tayo magpo-program? Dito na po tayo. Ayan. Double-click po natin to. Double-click or left-click. You are now being transported to another window. At lalagay na po natin siya. So, how do we do responsive text? Okay, lagay po natin. If you're familiar with the if-then, ginagamit din po yun sa Scratch programming. If then else, it's also used here. Okay, lagyan po natin if. Siyempre, saan tayo mag-encode? Sa text box 1. So, sasabihin natin, kung si text box 1 ay ganito ang sagot, ito ang mangyayari sa text box 2. So, lagyan po natin, if text box 1 dot text, okay, equal sign. And then, quotation, kung ano pa yung gusto nating ilagay. Ayan, quotation. In between quotation, kung ano pa yung gusto nating lumabas sa kabila. Kung ano po yung hinihingi nating sagot dito. Lagay ko po, Dr. Jose P. Rizal. Ayan. Okay. Then, ito na po yung condition na hinihingi natin para sa text box 1. Next, ilagay na po natin kung ano ilalabas sa text box 2. Then, using then, same format, text box 2 dot text, ayan, ayan, is equal to, ano po yung gusto niyong lumabas? Amazing, very good, correct, ay wonderful, you did it, lagay sa yan, you did it, or you got it right. Ayan. Then, close na po natin yun. Testing po natin, ha. I can close it. And then, let's go to full screen. Sabi ko po, Doctor, be careful po ng arrangement. Ay, nung letters natin. Jose, P, Rizal. Diba po? Hindi pa po ako nag-enter noon. Once na lalagyan natin yung condition. Now, let's try to broaden. Lawakan po natin. Okay. Sir, kanina, paano yun? Pag yung bata ko, ang inilagay niya, all caps ng si Rizal, mali yun? Yes, sa paningin po or on the viewpoint of Visual Basic, mali ang all caps na Rizal. So what is the thing to do? Gawa po tayo ng version ng all caps. Para po, siya, we are anticipating the possible answer ng mga bata. Control V. Actually po, ang ginagawa ko, kinaka-copy-paste ko lang yung program, yung program. Then papalitan ko lang po to. I'll just change this one. I want it all caps. Dr. Jose P. Rizal. Ayan. So, in-anticipate na po natin yung all caps. This time, anticipate na po natin yung all small letters. Pero tuturuan pa rin po natin sila ng tama. Okay, tapos po ito, pwedeng ito naman, walang doctor or walang doctor. Okay, check po natin. Will it work? Let's see. Ayan. Ay, palitan ko po yung Kasi po you got it right pa rin eh. Baka mamaya responses. No? Dito naman, gusto ko siyang gawing correct. Okay, correct. Ito naman, amazing. Ito naman po, amazing, wonderful. You can complete the thought, pwede po yun. Wonderful. Pero tama po eh, no? Close po natin ulit yung programming tab natin. Then yan. What if the learner answered, I just want Jose Rizal, Dr. Jose P. Rizal. Boom. Diba po, lumabas na. So, lawakan lang po natin perspective sa pagpo-program. But admittedly, sometimes, hindi ko rin nakikita yung ganun, ay, pwede palang sagutin ng bata iyon. Okay. So, pwede rin po natin tayong maglagay ng limitation. For example, answer in all caps only. Answer in proper format. Ganon. Pwede po natin siyang i-limit. Okay. Sir, level up po natin yung program. Level up po tayo. Sir, paano yon? Paano pag naglalagay siya ng maling sagot? At mali pala yung nilalagay niya, pwede bang sabihin ng program yon? Pwede po. Okay. So, how do we do it? I double click it again. Burahin ko po yung ayan. Burahin ko po iba kasi baka di niya mabasa. Bakit? Binura ko po just to focus on a certain condition and a trigger word or values. Okay. Sir, paano yon? Pwede ba yon na nagtatype pa lang siya, sinasabing mali na siya? Pwede po. Ganito po. Add po tayo ng else. Else? Siyempre po yung else, lalabas pa rin sa text box 2. Kasi po in text box 2, we assigned it as the response. Okay, text box 2. Text. Ayan. Mali pa, talks pa. Dot text. Ayan. And then, equal sign. Then, quotation mark. Pwede po nating, no guessing please. Yan po yung gusto natin paratingin sa kanila. Kasi ibang bata nanguhula, tapos lalabas na lang yung sagot. Let's close it. Punta po tayo sa ating ulit. Ayan. 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 Check mo natin ulit. Kasi para siya itong ginagawa natin, para siyang nagiging website within the computer. Ang gano'n. So, lumabas na po. For example, blah, 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 blah. Manguhula lang ako. No guessing, please. Then, until we write down the correct answer, tapos siya lalabas. Ayan. So, that is our responsive text boxes. So, pakita ko po yung code ulit para po ma-screenshot po ng lahat. Ayan. Pwede pong screenshot, pwede pong picturean nyo. Bigyan na po ako ng ample time, at least mga 5 seconds. I think that would be enough. Okay, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, thank you po. Okay. Kasi po 1 hour lang ako eh. Next po tayo. Let's now move on to the next skill. Next skill na po tayo. Ito pong ginagawa ko, these are appearing windows on a slide. You know, remember, teachers, we are still on the same slide. Nasa isang slide lang po tayo. Hindi po tayo maalis. Nandun at nandun lang tayo. Okay, I'll click appearing window on a slide. Ito po yun. Wow, pwede pala yan. Mamaya, pakita ko po. Then, for example, gagawa ka ng module, gagawa ka ng eSIM, so isang slide lang. Tapos, ito, this is a powerful tool. Okay, ito po yung tinatawag nating user form. For example, the organ systems of the body. Digestive. Uy, ito pa yung tsura ng digestive system. How about muscular system? Ay, yung pala yung tsura niya. Circulatory, yan. Respiratory, and that's it. So, ganun po siya gumagana. Pwede siyang mag-save ng space. And one amazing feature po nito, ito pong image ng digestive system, binura ko na po yan sa source or from my folder. Binura ko na po yan. Nandyan pa rin siya. Okay? It's still there. It's now on the program. Di ba po nakakatuwa siya? Kasi hindi ka next ng next. You will avoid next ng next. Ganun. Now, ito na po. I'm going to share how to make it work. Yan na po. Okay, you can now take a screenshot, picture of our code. Actually, wala pong code to. We're going to maximize the user form. Allow me to read the steps. First, double-click on command button you wanted to use as a trigger. Do not enter a code yet. Number 2, programming window appears. Click the insert user form icon and then select user form. Where is that? Ito po yun. Here it is. I'll show you later how to activate the user form. Ayan. And then, the user form appears. Shape and design it according to your desire by clicking it on properties. Ito po yun. Pwede pong ayusin yung kulay, yung background, yung shape. Gusto nyo po may design sa gilid, pwede po yun. You may add an image in it by clicking the picture in the properties. Ito po. Any picture from your source. Then you may use the user form other than displaying picture. Aside from that, pwede rin po kayo maglagay ng ibang feature dyan. Pwede pong it's possible yung ginawa natin kanina na multiple choice, pwede pong ilagay dyan. Okay, so that you can minimize the use of slides. Okay. Yes, noted po yan. Hingi po ng copy. Bibigay po natin. Okay. Okay. So then you may use it. On the programming pane of the selected command button, type in user form 1.show. Yung number po, it's yung number ng user form. Kasi every time you create a user form, magiging user form 2, magiging user form 3, 4, 5. Now, it's the time na ipapakita natin kung paano siya gawin. Okay, let's go to my blank part. Dito na po tayo. Ayan. Appearing windows on slide. Paano po yun? First, sabi, kuha po tayo ng command button. gusto ko lagi dito. I want the command button to be here. Siyempre po, we have to properly label it using right-click and then property sheet. And then, click caption. Palitan po natin. Ano po bang gusto natin makita? I'm not sure kung ano yung makukuha picture dito. So, random pick na lang po. A random picture. Okay. Then, we can customize the style. Pwede po natin siya palitan ng kulay. I want it to be green. Ayan. Then, I can change the font. Same thing with the other ones. Still, I'm going to use our narrow bold. Friendly reminder for everyone, I know that we love personalized fonts. Marami po tayo niyan. But the sad reality is, hindi po niya ma-recognize ang isang font if it's not present on a computer. For example, I downloaded a beautiful font and I use it here. Ginamit ko siya, ang ganda. Pero pagdating po sa ibang laptop, they copied the file. Pagdating sa kanila, mag-iba po yung font. Hahanap siya ng pinakamalapit na itsura. So it's better if we're going to make an eSIM like this, we are going to use a commonly used font or a font that is commonly available to computers. Kaya po ako nagna-narrow bold. Puro narrow bold lang ako ng narrow bold dito sa sample ko. Okay? Next, ayan. Now we have it. Ayan, nasa na? Okay. Now we have random picture. Now, next thing to do, resize ko lang po siya. Ayan. I'm going to the slideshow. If I'm going to click the random picture, it's not working. Wala po siyang ganap. There's nothing happening on it. We have to program it. How? Ito na po. Okay, double-click on random picture. At lalabas po ang ating programming pane. Sir, do we have to program now? Not yet. Wala pa po. Kasi po, wala pa tayong user form. So now, where's the user form? The user form is right here. Yeah. That's the user form. And then, click user form. Meron na po tayong user form. Ito po yung palalabasin natin mamaya kapag kinlik natin yung command button. Next. Okay, right-click on the user form dito mismo. Right-click, and then properties. Now, once you're in the properties, you can now select picture. Ayan po, oh. If you want to add the picture of the solar system, if you want, no problem, as long as you have the picture. And then, browse your computer to find one. I hope meron ako dito. Ayan. I don't know which one to show, but I guess which one will I show? I'll go to another one. I'll go to downloads. And then look for a random pick. Let's say, for example, yan. I want this one. Okay, now the picture is in position. So all I have to do is to align it. Pwedeng ganito. Pwedeng look at the picture size mode. I want it to be clip. Pag clip, ganyan. Pag stretch, batak yan. Kapag po zoom, ganon. Okay, I want it to be stretch na lang. Okay, now we are done with the user form. Remember, this is user form number 1. Again, user form 1. User form 1. Close po natin. Again, double-click on random picture. Let's start programming. Then let's type in user form 1. Take note, user form 1 dot show. Dot show. Okay, now it's ready for showing. Close it. And then let's move to slideshow. And let's see what will happen. What we will see? We see a picture. Ayan. Pwede po yan. Pag gagawa tayo, credits kung sino yung gumawa. Okay, pwede yan. Okay? So, that is how to make appearing windows on slides. Okay? Okay. So, I guess this is recorded. Sana po recorded siya para mapanood po ulit na iba. Okay. So, that's how we do it on how we make appearing windows on slide. It's possible that from a single slide, pwede po tayo mag-activate ng multiple window na iba-iba yung ginagawa niya. Okay? To make it engaging na nandun lang siya para siyang nagbabrowse sa internet, yung bata. Okay? Imagine how it feels. The first time that I asked my learners to use it, they're amazed. Sabi lang, sir, paano yun? Galing, galing, galing. Because they are used to it na in a slide, dire-diretso yung ating presentation. Okay. So, next one, let's now move on to the last one. Ito na po. On slide. Okay. Let's move on to on slide basic calculator. Wow. Pwede ko pala mag-compute dito. Yes. Pwede po siya. Okay. Actually, this thing is inspired by the system we use in school. Yun po yung ginagamit namin sa eskwelahan. Automated siya. Sabi ko, why not, I'll try it on PowerPoint and it worked. Okay, so I have here on your left side, it's the basic calculator. First, given number or numbers. Second, given number or numbers. Nasa atin po kung ilang number ang kaya nating ilagay. Then, select operation or we have operators as addition, subtraction, multiplication, division. Pwede po yan. And here, at the text box below, is the answer. Now, sample po tayo. Let's say, for example, 10 plus 10 and 10. It's a plus kung operation po yung gagawin dyan. Pwede po ito, possible to, if you're using it in elementary, then makikita ng nagsosolve sila, they're trying to solve something, and then, for example, 5 po yung batang nagsasagot, and then they have different answers, and then you're going to show it in class, tapos makita nila, i-operate, uy, tama ako, ang galing. Let's see. Addition, 20. Subtraction, 0. Multiplication, 100. Division, 1. Sir, paano po pagtapos na? You can press clear. Okay? So, lahat po yung tuturo ko sa next natin dito na presentation. Here is our steps. Let's take note of the following. You can now take a screenshot, picture, pwede na. Now, take note of the names of each text box for programming. Remember, the ones to be used for the given and answered. As I make this one, tinandaan ko talaga siya. Your text box 1, your text box 2, your text box 3. Ayan. Kasi po magkakalituhan later. Double-click on a command button that you want to program. Be sure to change the caption of each button to be used. Ayan. Ito, pinalitan ko na po. Addition, subtraction, multiplication, division. Input the codes for each button to serve as operators. Ayan. Text box 3.textval, and take a look at the operations plus, minus, asterisk, and then the slash sideways. Okay, actually, yan po yung gagamitin natin. Okay. Actually, meron pa po siyang version 2. Yung mismong dyan kami number, there are numbers displayed, numbers to be pressed on screen. That's possible. Pwede po yan, explore natin once you are equipped with these basic skills. Okay, so allow me to show you how to do it. Let's go to programming. Let's go to the next slide, blank slide. Basic calculator on a slide. Okay, so I want here, para po mabilis, instead of ano na lang. Instead of using the Nagali ko na nga po ito. Okay. So for example, I'm going to write here, given number. Ito, first given number. And then let's go to, my mouse is, okay. Hello, mouse. Okay, wait a sec. Oh, it's back. Okay, Control C, Control V, given number 1, given number 2. Then lagay po dito. And I want to write here answer for computation. Given number 2. Okay, next step. Let's put in our text box here. For our text box, gawa po tayo ng text box natin. Yan. Yan. That's for our text box. Right-click. Then, property sheet. I want to change details, yung kulay. I want it to be colored cream again para alam ng bata. At least we are consistent that when it is a an area for response, cream yung kulay. Uniform. And then, set up po natin, it's better if we're going to set things up before copying and pasting. Okay, kasi mahirap pag ulit. Again, let's go to my favorite, narrow bold, 22 or 26. Ayan. And then, our text alignment, that is at the center. Okay, let's try. This is not yet programmed. I'm just going to try. Okay. Next. Now, since it's ready, we can now copy and paste it. Control Z, Control V. Now, the one that we copied, it has now become text box number 2. Ito naman, Control C, Control V. Yung answer natin, that becomes text box number 3. Okay. Now, here we have it. And then, next, our operators. Lagyan natin dyan. We basically have 4 operators. Then, edit po natin ulit. Okay, property sheet, caption. Okay, I want it just to be a symbol, plus, and plus. Then the font still, okay, my favorite, Arial Bold, 24. And then let's change color. The color is, let's say, blue. Yeah. Then copy and paste. Control C, Control V. Control C, Control V. Control C, Control V. Okay, we can select them at the same time and it can be moved at as one. Okay, then let's change the content. Okay, right click, properties, the property sheet. This is plus, correct? This is minus. This is multiply or multiplication. And this is division. Okay, now that the template or the format is ready, okay, it's time for programming. It's programming time. So which are we going to program? Okay, what we're going to program here is the text box 3. Because text box 3, it is where the answers are going to come out. So text box 3, double click, no, the text box 3. The operators rather. Ito po ang mga program natin. Piliin po natin kung anong gusto natin. Let's click on addition. And then let's type in the codes. We have text box 3 dot text. Now the text is equal to val, means value. A text box 1 dot text, then close parenthesis, ayan. Meaning whatever the value of text box 1 will be added to a value of the text box 2. We can copy and paste it para mabilis. Copy and then paste. But you're going to change to this one. It becomes text box 2. Okay? Text box 3 dot text, val is a val, parenthesis, open and close, plus the operator. And then testing po natin ha. Close natin. Let's see if it will work. Hopefully. Let's say it's 4. And let's say it's 3. And hopefully we get 7. Okay, we got 7. How about the rest? Are they going to work? Not yet, because they are not programmed yet. So how do we program them? Okay, how do we do it? So double click again on the command button. Yeah, and then copy. Once you have the code, it's easy to copy and paste. This one, since in our command button, it's subtraction, it should be subtraction. Then, let's close it. Then, click again for asterisk. Ito naman, copy, Control V. So again, makikita nyo po mayroong nagpa-flash. Ibig sabihin, yun yung kinlik nyo. Balikan natin niya po to. I'll click multiplication. This is where you will paste the program. Copy it from the other one and then paste it here. This time, we change operation. It becomes multiplication. And then, bilisan na po natin para makuha natin yung kabila. Then, command button 4. Ayan. Division naman po siya. Ayan. Then, close it. Then, testing natin for a run. Okay. And we can erase them manually. So, for example, let's have, again, 100 and another 1 and another and 10. Okay. 110, 90, 1,010. And we got it right. So, sir, mayroon po akong some additional. Paano po magbura? Okay, how to clear answers? Control C, Control V. Okay. Then, ipoprogram po natin siya. Then, double-click. Then, ano po ba yung mga text box? We have 3 text boxes. Text box 1, dot text, okay, equal to, ayan, quotation mark. Quotation mark na walang nakasulat na kahit ano, it means empty. Wala siya ipapakita. So, we are going to empty text box 1 as we press command button 5. Yung panglima pong kinopya ko. Ayan. Copy, paste po tayo. Si text box 2, si text box 3. So, expected text box 1 given number 1. Text box 2 given number 2. Text box 3 yung answer po. Dapat po mamaya pag pinindot natin yung command button, mabura lahat yan. So, you will see na meron na tayong sagot. Gusto ko pong ng bagong operation. Click niyo po to. Wala na po siya. So, as simple as that, ganun po tayo magbubura. Ayan, pwede po yan. Ganyan lang. You can take a screenshot for the codes para po mas malaki, mas malinaw. Okay, yan po. Ayan. I guess 5 seconds will be enough. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay. Sige po. Mamaya po dun sa Q&A po natin, I'm going to answer queries about programming. Okay, pakita ko po mamaya ulit. Okay. So, now that concludes my presentation for sharing Visual Basic on PowerPoint. Sana po magamit natin siya kasi kapag ginamit natin siya, ang dami niyang pwedeng application. It can be used on your eSIM. Naka-isang eSIM na po ako. Nakadali po tayo ng magandang pwesto. In your demonstration teachings, pwede po yan. COT number 2, automatic. Pag ginamit niyo po yung matutuwa sila, automatic 7 points na to sa observation. Then, ano pa po ba? You can use it for your innovations in school, pwede. Sa akin po, I'm still working on that innovation. Matrabaho siya. Yung nakita niyo po kanina, it took 3 months para po siya matapos. Kasi po, from zero knowledge, araw-araw aral, tapos yun, na-discover ko kung paano gagawin yun. Ayun. Tsaka na po siya nabuo. Ayan. Talaga pong tiyagaan lang din, pag gusto po natin. Okay? Tatanong po natin mamaya kung paano po yung codes. And teachers, thank you very much po for listening, for being attentive. Doon po sa ating mga I apologize for the unclear audio earlier. Sayang. Para mas nakita. Okay po. Yes. Okay po. Sir JC, okay na po ako. Thank you po. Actually, konting history lang po ako. Yung developer po, it was shared to me by one of the speakers kanina, Mama Beliera. Sabi niya sa akin, sir, gamitin mo to. Tapos sabi ko, uy, ang ganda nito nakakapagsagot ka. Pero sinisip ko, bakit walang response? Sabi ko, it's time to search. Tapos sinerch ko ng sinerch. And yun po, the rest is history. Ito, nailak session na po siya dun sa school namin. Bala ko nga din po siyang ano. And ito po yung right opportunity. Marami po nakakapanood sa atin. And thank you very much po. Hopefully, sana po marami natutunan. Okay. So thank you very much po.
Thank you very much, Mr. Austria. Now we'll be having our next speaker and last speaker for the day. He's a teacher at the junior high school levels, Valenzuela National High School, and he's an agricultural educationalist by profession. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr.
Hello, good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Web-Based Application Software for Distance Learning Seminar. I am Leandro P. Dangla, a junior high school teacher from DepEd Valenzuela. Are you familiar with Zoom and Google Meet? Because the application I'm going to share with you is most likely the same feature as Google Meet and Zoom. That is Facebook Messenger Room. Okay, let us know the benefits and features of Facebook Messenger Room. Features of Facebook Messenger Room. Supports up to 50 users in a single call. For example, if you're the host, mean to say you can invite up to 49 participants in your room. Second, allows to invite users even if they aren't your Facebook friends. So you can invite other persons that you want to join your room as long as you're going to share the link. And no need to download the app or software. So napakaganda po niya. No need to download because it's already in our Facebook account. Unlike the others, you're just going to use your Gmail account and sign in and then download the apps. Next, you have control on who to join. Ito yung maganda rito. We can control who will be the participant in our rooms. And no time limit on calls. Absolutely unlimited. As long as yung battery mo okay siya, kahit matagal kayo mag-usap, okay lang po. And lastly, the most important is, it's free. Alam niyo naman, mahilig tayo sa free. Yan po yung maganda dyan, free. Now, if you want to host in Facebook Messenger Room, we have two things to consider. Una, Facebook Messenger Room must be updated. Okay? You have to update your Facebook Messenger Room. Second, stable internet connection. So yan po yung pinaka-importante. Stable internet connection, especially if you are the host. Kailangan po yan. Okay? Are you ready now? I'm going to teach you how to create room on Facebook on a laptop or a desktop. So let's start. Okay? For me, First thing you're going to do is go to browser, and my browser is this one, Google Chrome. So I'm going to click this one, click the icon, and then log into your Facebook. Okay, so click this one, click the Facebook icon. Okay, so now we are already logged in our Facebook. So how are you going to create now rooms in Facebook? So can you see the icon here? So here's the icon rooms, very easy. And the word create. Just click create. Yan. So nakita nyo, may pagbabago. So this will prompt your Windows. Create your room, room activity, who's invited, start now. So you cannot still create room. So we're going to click first room activity. Okay. So here's in the room activity, you can see Leandro's room, join me, keep me company. So marami po dyan. So pwede po natin baguhin tong Leandro's room. Just click new. Okay. Once we click new, the new room activity will comes out. So Leandro's room. So here we have different emoji. So you can choose that one. Depends on your mood. And Leandro's activities, since ang kailangan gamitin is for my student, so pinalitan ko po siya. So pwede pong palitan to. Gawin natin siyang, itong ginawa ko siya, 10 benevolence. Okay? So after that, syempre may binago po tayo. The most important thing we're going to do is click this one, click save. So let's click. Okay? So as you can see, the room activity become now 10 benevolence EIM. Okay? Next is who's invited. So we're going to click who's invited. Okay? As a default, once we click who's invited, naka-default po siya sa friends natin sa Facebook. Since for me, I'm going to invite only my student, so I'm going to click specific friends. So we're going to click specific friends and then click save. Okay, let's do that. Okay, so once we click saves, ito na po yung lalabas. Nandito na siya sa specific friends and then we're going to invite friends. Okay, click invite friends. Automatic naman po, friends na naman natin sa Facebook account natin ang lalabas. Since hindi po sila yung need natin na participant, so we're going to skip that. Okay? So, you can skip this step and invite others by sharing the link. So, we're going to share the link. So, click the word skip here. Okay? And click turn on. Turn on link sharing. Why are we going to turn on that? Because if you keep link sharing off, no one can join. Wala pong makaka-join doon. Kaya we always keep turning on the link sharing. Okay, let's click it. Okay, so as you can see, we already set who's invited and the room activity, and then we can see here start now. Okay, let's click start now. Yeah. Okay, so we're going to set the date. Then after we already decide what date, next is the time. We're going to set the time. So I told you before, every time we change something here, do not forget to click the word save. So ganyan lang kasimple lang po. Click natin ang save. Okay? So now, as you can see, lumabas na si create room. Pwede na tayo mag-create room because we already scheduled. Okay? So all we have to do here, click natin tong create room. Yan. Okay. So once we create room, lalabas na siya. Ito na yung ginawa nating room. 10 benevolence ay EIM. Your room is active. So we have here 4 icon or button. We have the invite, share, edit, and end room. Ano kaya itong mga to? Okay, tingnan natin. Sa invite, okay, once we click invite, automatic, your friends on Facebook, pwede ka nang mag-send automatic ng link. Isasend mo lang siya dyan. Since, hindi naman sila yung participant natin, skip natin po yan. So, ganun lang kasimple. Next po, sa share, share is used if we want that if we want that our friends will notice that we are having a meeting. So, pwede mong i-share sa status mo yan. Okay? Next, edit. Okay. So, aling nasa edit? Okay. For example, nag-set na tayo kanina, i-edit mo yan. Kasi, for example, may nakalimutan ka. Mali pala yung date na nilagay ko. So, ilalagay mo lang edit and then update room. And next one, end room. Para saan naman si end room? This end room is used to end the room. For example, nag-start ka, ay, ayoko na pala gumawa ngayon. Next time na lang. So, pwede ka mag-end. Hindi mo na itutuloy. Okay? So, hindi pa tayo mag-join. Tingnan muna natin itong dalawang icon na to. This icon here is copy link. So, just click this one. And after you click, na-copy na natin yung link. And then, we're going to share it to our specific participant. Copy this one, paste it to Messenger, and send. Pwede na po yun. This icon here, para saan naman siya? This icon here is to turn on link sharing. Ano yung sabi ko kanina? Always turn on the link sharing so that may magkakaroon kayo ng participant because if it's off, no one can join your room. So, okay na tayo dyan. So, kanina nakita nyo dito, people with the link. Kasi yan po yung sinat natin kanina. So, after that, okay na, lumabas na to, join na tayo. Click natin ng join the meeting. Okay. So, ito na yung lalabas sa interface natin. Your room. And then, we're going to click this one. Join room. Okay. So, after we join room, ito na yung lumabas. Nasa room na tayo. Okay? Nasa your room na tayo. So, we have here another different icon. Oh, the first icon, tignan natin kung ano to. This is share your screen. Okay? So, para din siyang Zoom and Meet. We can share. For example, we have PowerPoint, gano'n. So, let's check it. Okay. So, share your screen. Your entire screen, ito po yung mangyayari. Okay? Click the entire screen and then you're going to share it. Click. So, meron tayong application window and Chrome tab. Okay? So, that is for entire screen. So, makikita yung buong screen natin. What if the next one? Application window. This one. Okay? Click the application that you want to share. But make sure, kailangan po, naka-open na po siya. For example, PowerPoint. Kailangan naka-open na po siya dyan sa desktop nyo. And then click the Windows application na naka-open that you want to share. And then click share. Pag click natin ng share, yan, ito na po siya. Okay? Ito na yung PowerPoint. So, makikita nyo rito, stop sharing. For example, ayaw mo, tapos ka na mag-share, click mo lang to stop sharing. Okay? Next now is the Chrome tab. Ito, di parang napakaganda kasi may application windows ka na, pwede ka pa rin mag-share ng videos. For example, gusto mo mag-share ng videos from YouTube o from Messenger, ganyan po. So, for example, sa akin kasi electrical installation, so click ko yan, Chrome tab from YouTube, and then click this one, and then click share. So once we click share, what happened? Ito na po yung YouTube. electrical wiring na nandun sa clinic natin. So, ito na yung makikita ng estudyante natin. Okay, napakadali lang po, no? If you're done, ito lang nasa taas, stop sharing. Okay? So, yun po yung sa first icon, share your screen. Next icon is this one, see call participant. Okay? Anong meron sa see call participant? Ito mo yun. Tignan po natin. Okay. Once you click that, so you can see this one, we have people. Sino yung people? Ako, tapos meron isang participant. Okay, nag-sample ako may participant kasi yung pinag-share ko nag-join. Ito po siya. So, dalawa na kami dyan sa people. And then, we have here the icon here, and that is to lock room. O, para saan yung lock room na yan? For example, may estudyante ka na shinare mo yung link, tapos pinasa niya sa isang kaibigan niya na hindi naman dapat a-attend doon. Okay? So, nakapasok siya, para hindi siya makapasok, ilock mo yung room. O di kaya, nandito na lahat yung mga estudyante mo, so you have to lock the room para wala namang istorbo sa inyo. O, tingnan natin on how to lock. Just click the icon here, ganito po siya. Okay? And then lock. O, pag nalock na po natin yan, ito na po yung tsura niya. Lock. Okay. So, nakalock na siya. Wala na pong makakapasok sa room natin. Okay? So, next is this one. Remove. Sa participant na isa, ikaw to, ako to yung host, di ba? Yung sa participant, may nakalagay na remove. Okay. For example, merong isang participant na hindi naman dapat siya nandun kasi nabigyan ng link. Automatic po, pag clinic mo yung remove, mawawala na po siya sa room. So, yun ang kainaman dito, kaya mo siyang i-control. So, click mo lang yan, automatic remove na yung participant na yon. Kasi nga, nanggugulo lang siya. So, remove mo na. Okay? Next is this one, copy. So, just copy this one, the link. Ito yung link po ng room natin, i-share natin sa mga participant natin. Okay? So, copy that and paste it on their messenger, through email, send mo sa kanila, then they can join the room. This one, settings. Okay? Para saan yung settings? Okay, settings is to end room. Okay? If you're already done with the meeting, tapos na kayo, punta ka lang sa settings. Okay? And then, once you click settings, yan po yung lalabas. Okay, Leandro's room, end mo yung room, and then, tatanungin ka uli, are you sure you want to end the room? It's simply, just click end room. Ganun lang po. Okay, meron pa tayong tatlo dito. Okay, this icon here is for turn off and on video. So, kung familiar kayo sa Zoom and Google Meet, alam niyo na to kung paano to gamitin. Just click mo lang, turn off video. Pag ayaw makita mukha mo, pwede po yan. Turn and off, pwede mo i-control yan. Okay? Next, this mic. Yan. Mute and unmute microphone. This is very important. Pag may speaker po tayo, so kailangan naka-unmute ka. Pag nagtanong, so pwede mong unmute. Okay, kung gusto may question ka, pwede po yan. Okay? Next, the icon here, para saan kaya to? Okay, leave the room. Okay? If you want to leave the room, click mo lang to. Kaso may disadvantage to pag ito yung clinic mo. Pag nag-leave ka ng room, ikaw lang mawawala dun sa room. Nandun pa sila. Pwede pa sila mag-usap-usap. So it's better, ano yung tanong ko? Saan tayo pupunta? Better tayo dito sa see call participant. Okay? Dito tayo sa see call participant. Click natin. Okay. Sa SQL participant, makikita mo dyan, di ba? End room, tapos end room. Pag in-end mo yung room na yan, automatic po, yung Facebook Messenger room mo is already been deactivated. So wala na pong tao doon. Lahat po sila mawawala. So mas best po siya na doon kaysa yung etong libro mang gagamitin natin. Kasi pag libro mang ginamit natin, ikaw lang yung mawawala. Di ba? Napakadali po. Ganun lang kasimple. Nakapag-create na tayo ng Facebook Messenger Room na pwede kang mag-share at pwede mo siyang gamitin as a new avenue of learning for your student. Okay? Sana po nakatulong po ako. Okay, maraming salamat.
At bago po tayong pansamantalang maghiwa-hiwalay, I'd like to announce that those who have attended the seminar workshop will be given certificates. So give us 1 week and see you tomorrow from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. and from 1 to 3 p.m. Thank you. Once again, this is your host and moderator, Mr. Jet Ramos, Training and Communications Manager of JFE Teacher Training Services and JFER Training and Development Services. Have a great day, everyone, and see you all tomorrow in the morning and in the afternoon.